Welcome to the Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network. I am one of your hosts, Stephanie Tiller.
I'm Jill Douglas.
And I'm TJ Alvarado. The Single Mom Life is here to serve you, single moms all around the world, to connect you to resources that you can utilize to develop your business, your professional career, and especially support your personal growth. We deliver relevant content, and we also cover current issues that apply to communities all around the world. It is our desire to help you become your best self, and we thank you for joining us today.
We are in the middle of a series where we are highlighting and showcasing successful single moms who have come from circumstances that could take you out, maybe some things that you're dealing with, and we're showcasing how they've overcome them, what they've done, who they've become, during it and because of it. And so today we are super, super excited to welcome Samantha Gregory. Now, Samantha is an incredible woman. She is a single mom. She is an author, a consultant, a speaker. She has been featured. She's a money and parenting expert, people. Yeah. She has created this richsinglemama.com, which is the first online magazine featuring finance, parenting, and personal development content and courses to support single moms so that they thrive instead of just survive the single motherhood journey. She's been featured in places such as the HuffPost, the New York Times, Essence Magazine, Washington Post. So we are super excited to have her here today to share with us her wealth of knowledge and just her journey as well.
Welcome back to Single Mom Life. As promised, we have a wonderful woman that has done so much that, I don't know if we're going to have enough time on this here show for it, but we're going to jump right into it with Mrs. Samantha Gregory.
Hello,
Thank
everybody.
you so much for coming and, chatting with us, talking with us, and, letting our viewers in on the aspects of what it is that you do, because a lot of the things that you do, moms are not accomplishing this very often.
Yes, they need to.
Yes. So you have richmama.com. Richsinglemama.com. Let's put that in there. And I think that's already amazing. It's so catchy. How did that come about?
Well, actually, about 12 years ago, I was at the end of a divorce. I relocated back to Atlanta. I was unemployed. But over the years, I've been learning how to make extra money. I've always been kind of a hustler. Since I was 10 years old, I've been baking cakes, selling them, stuff like that.
I know that.
So I decided, I couldn't find anything online where there was some positive information for single moms, especially regarding their finances. And I said, I need to change this.
Yes.
And there needs to be a different voice out there. And so I decided to start Rich Single Mama for side hustle series. Side hustle information. Here's how you can make extra money, how to make it stretch at the end of the month without struggling, and especially without depending on child support. So
Now say more about that. What are you talking about? Because I know sometimes
What child support?
There's both, right? There's what child support?
Right.
And then there's child support. But so just say a little bit more about your opinion on that, because I think that's really great.
sure. So child support is a sticky topic. It is one where people either love it or hate it, and most women hate it because not the child support itself, but the fact that they're not getting it, they're not getting enough, it's not enough to sustain their lifestyle. And so my viewpoint is, if you're depending on child support, you're going to be in a perpetual cycle of poverty instead of learning how to manage your money better, learning how to make more money. And really depending on yourself and people who are in your corner for financial support, stability, and removing that whole scarcity mindset. So child support, to me, it perpetuates a scarcity mindset. That $200 a month, if you get that, is not enough if you calculate it for the entire year to make a dent in the rent you have to pay, the
child care
you have all the different things that you need,
medical
expenses.
Yeah, it's not for your hair and nails. I gotta say that. Shout out to you moms that are watching. But that child support, that's not enough. It's not for you to get your hair and your nails done and upgrade your vehicle, even though you run your child in it. It's for the child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with this mindset, it's like, okay, maybe we should just put child support on the back burner, put it in the savings. And I know some people need it. They think they need it until they level up. And so my thing is level up your finances and you'll have less stress. You'll have more opportunities and you can 10, even 100x your income. You can have 10 times more. 100
And you
times
feel
more.
better, just
100
more
times
confident,
more.
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
Okay, so what actually motivated, what was that thing that said, I'm gonna start this website to help others to learn these side hustles? What was that thing that motivated you to start it?
Well, because I was seeing on other websites a lot of, I don't want to use the word, but there's a lot of moaning about the plight of single motherhood. There was nothing positive out there, and I wanted to be a positive voice for single moms. And instead of the constant moan sessions, wine and cheese sessions, stuff like that, it was just time for something different, something new. And so at that time, back in the day, there was nothing else online for that. Right. And so I know that I'm the first personal finance site for single moms out there. And so that's what drove me.
So away with the pity parties.
Yep.
Let's get down to the money party.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, that was what that was. So is that what your core message to single moms was?
Yes, my core message is you can thrive and not just survive, because we've been in survival mode. You end a relationship, you may have depression, you may be struggling with childcare, you may be struggling with your self-esteem, and you're not thriving. You're just surviving, you're barely making it. You're just trying to get from point A to point B in your day, and there's nothing to make you feel joyful, there's nothing to relieve the stress, there's nothing to make you feel like my life is worth living. And I have a whole lot more to give my kids than the depression that I'm facing right now or the hard struggle that I'm facing right now. Financial struggle is too much. It's not where we should be. We should be thriving financially and in every other area of our life.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, but like speaking of those things that, the trials and tribulations that we go through as single mothers, do you have any personal issues that you have faced with, being a single mother, being an instructional designer, business owner, author, et cetera, the list goes on. Like, what was some of your personal struggles?
Oh, depression was a big one for me. That feeling like there is no hope, that I can't make this do this on my own. And my son is also special needs as well, so he's on the autism spectrum. And when he was younger, I had no idea that this is what he was dealing with. I had got tests and everything, but nobody would give me a straight answer. So that was my biggest struggle, was how to deal with a child that has some issues and not being able to pinpoint those issues. And we did pinpoint it much later, but that was the biggest thing, because I felt like a failure.
I was like, that had to hurt.
Yeah, it did. I felt like a failure. I felt like I could not cope with not just one child, but two child, especially on opposite ends. My daughter's like gifted. My son is like on this other end of the spectrum, gifted in his own way, of course. But that was for me the biggest struggle. And then relationships were a big struggle for me as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Could you even focus in a relationship with all the jobs you do?
Well, at the time, I wasn't doing as many. I had to go through my personal development phase, and I'm still developing and evolving, and I think everybody does. But as I did that, and I started to become more of who I am and who I'm supposed to be, then I was able to add more to my life and be able to help others as well.
Right.
So what was that, like you said, that you were depressed at one point, that you're dealing with kids on different sides of, needs, relationships weren't a thing. So and then you hit this personal growth part, but what was it? Was it a thought you had that I need to do something more like this? Or was it, what got you aware that you needed to do something different and then take the action to do it?
I was tired of reacting to life, and I wanted to start having more control over my life and my circumstances. And so I feel like everybody has that opportunity. You can control how your life goes, but you have to make a decision about that. And so I was making bad decisions, and I don't say I woke up one day, but over time I was waking up and I was like, there's something better for me. I started learning more about metaphysics and started learning about the self-esteem, self-worth, and coaching, and all those things. And so, and I got a coach. I've been through counseling, all the things that you need in order to really shed all of that baggage that comes with being a single mother without a purpose and without a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really awesome.
So speaking of plan, what's the plan for us as single moms out here to become rich single mama? What is something, like what you said, through the personal growth and stuff? Because I like to think that some single moms are out there listening, thinking the same thing I'm thinking. It's like, well, how do you operate from, maybe I do have more than enough to cover my bills, but at what point and how much do I start to invest, or do I save, or what's a step to, accumulating this wealth to where we're not struggling and, like you said, walking in your purpose? But let's face it, maybe I have 40 extra dollars. I mean, food, entertainment, bills, everything, 40 extra bucks. Do I go and save it, or what do you do?
Well, there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, you need to create a plan.
Okay.
I call it a money master plan.
Money master plan.
Yes, because listing out all the things that you want, whether you think you can afford it or afford it now or not, but when you come up with a plan of things that you want to actually see happen in your life, you want to buy a house, you want a newer car, you want to put your kids in certain schools, you want to have vacations, you just have to list those things out. And that has to become a part of your master plan. And until you do that, you're going to be like, well, I need more money, I want more money, but what do you want it for? And
There you go.
if you have no goals, if you don't have any goals
So
for your
Then it
finances,
makes it easier to spend that $5 on Starbucks
that
or
down.
spend it on that pair of shoes that looks cute,
Exactly.
instead of being like, hold up,
Right.
I really actually want to send my kid to that school or that camp for the summer and not do that.
Right, and there are resources out there that can help you reach your goals as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just on your shoulders to do, and I think that's kind of where we get discouraged. 40 bucks, that's all I have, that's all I see right now. But when you start shifting your mindset and believing that you, first of all, deserve it, because a lot of times we don't think we deserve to have more.
That's it.
And until you shift that thinking, then you're going to continue to have the little bit. And then you won't start making plans to up-level your skills. You won't make plans to start a business. You won't make plans because you don't really think you deserve it. And so that's a start. You have to change your money mindset, your mindset in general, but money mindset, and have a money master plan in place as well.
This is so relatable. We have this series going on, and you're like the third person to say the exact mindset, like, and not, sugarcoat it. Your mindset has to change. You have to unlearn everything that you thought you knew that's not working for you. It no longer suits you, and to progressing into something different. And one of the key things that you said was mentorship. Like, it was never a thing for me. No one really told me that I needed a mentor. I had to learn that listening to other people that had mentors online, reading different, self-help books and things like that. No one really said, okay, look, you need to find someone that you can connect with. And the things that they say, you can receive some of that information, take bits and pieces of it as it applies to your life, and use that to motivate you. Nobody told me that. It was always danced around until I got to that point. So now when I talk to people, that's one of the tips that I give them, like, you know what, you need a plan, and you need to write it down, and when you get that plan, you need a mentor. Because you have no other way to get there without some help. You need to start right there. So the fact that you even said that, it was like, listen to Les Brown.
Right.
And accountability is key. You have to be accountable to someone in order to really realize your goal, because we get stuck in our own
Talk ourselves right out of it.
Yes, we talk ourselves out of a lot of different things, especially until you build that muscle up. You have to build the muscle up. You have to build the muscle up of success, that I'm going to make it, that I can do anything I want to do, that the world is mine, everything.
And it's not going to show up that way immediately. Like, you might take numerous steps without your results showing up, and you might just get discouraged. That's why it's like the training, and surrounding yourself with the resources that will actually help keep that mindset going for you.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give to single mothers that are thinking about wanting to share their journey or wanting to just be a part of someone else's journey. Because what you're doing is giving so many tools to people, because these are the things that you've learned and you know they work. In some way, they work, because it worked for me. Right. It may not work for each and every one of you, but if it worked for one, I was fine with that. But because the fact that it worked for more than that, I wanted to keep going. And there are other mothers that are sitting and waiting for their opportunity to be able to give to someone else and speak life into someone else. What advice would you give to them to open their voice, and where should they start?
I say start in your own backyard. Because there are so many people around you who are struggling, who need a word of encouragement. And I think just starting small like that, a word of encouragement to say, you know what, you can make it. Don't worry about what you see right now, but just focus on what you want to be. And that's a good place to start. And then just really kind of, if you're the personality type that likes to organize events, organize a get-together at your house. I used to do that all the time.
Right.
In my home.
That is so
just inviting people to come. We have conversations. I encourage them. I gave them homework sometimes.
Nice.
And then if you're more online, then start sharing with people online, about your thoughts, your ideals, some encouragement, list a few things like some favorite books you like to read or things that, can empower them. And really believe that you can have an impact with starting small, and then that you'll start to build momentum as you go along.
Thank you so much for being here. You have no idea the amount of love that you just blessed us with just by being here and sharing richsinglemama.com with us. That way, more people can not only just go to the site because it benefits you, because it benefits them. Personal development, finances, and things like that. Like, you don't normally get that in one place. You hardly get you got to search, high and low for things like that, especially in single motherhood. And what is the term that you say? What is the slogan again? That thrive.
You deserve to thrive, not just survive.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have T-shirts?
I have a few T-shirts on my site in the shop section.
And they say that?
Not yet, but I have a few of them in there.
I want one.
Okay.
I want one. As soon as you get that, I gotta have it.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot of ground here. We want you to stay tuned. We're going to come back and do a really quick recap on what are our tips to help you get through to the next week based on richsinglemama.com. Be right back.
So you've heard Mrs. Samantha's tip. My tip for today is to write it down. As she stated earlier, writing things down make them all more real to you. It's something about writing things down, pen to pad, that makes you remember. You may not have a listening memory or anything like that, but you may have a photographic memory. Write it down, your vision, your thoughts, your dreams, your goals. Follow through with them. Find a connect. Get connected with other parents, get connected with other resources in your community, and make it happen. Go get that money and join richsinglemama.com.
Nice. So when Samantha shared she's tired of reacting to life, like tired of reacting to stuff, that really got my brain thinking. I read this once in a book. We only complain about the things we can do something about. Like, we don't really complain about gravity, it's just there, right? But the things that we actually could do something about are sometimes things we complain about. So my tip is, your life is your life, and it's up to you what you're gonna do with it. And don't complain about something, do something about it. If you're gonna sit there and complain, think, what else could I do about this? So that's my tip to you. Check yourself and be like, wait, is this something I'm complaining about I can do something about? Okay, then it's on you.
Nice. I really like that. I really like it. Okay, in the same vein as I've said in a previous week, own your life. I'm going to tell you to make your money. You spend your money freely. You stop and you get a coffee. You go through the drive-through. Your friends decide, hey, let's go out and grab a couple of drinks or the movies, and suddenly you have money. But guess what? Just as my co-hosts have said, you want to write it down. You want to make sure that you're prepared and have a plan. Take that extra money and put it up and start doing for yourself. Quit waiting and depending on that child support check, because that's for the child. That's not for you. If you are going to survive and thrive, you've got to make a change in the way you are handling your money. After all, it's all in your hands. So you can open it and receive, be accountable, or you can do this and be waiting on someone else to bring it to you. And guess what? It's not gonna come. You gotta get it yourself. Get your money. Make your money, girl. You can do it.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a fantastic show.
Yeah.
So I will tell you where you can follow us and catch up on our episodes in a moment, but I want to share some exciting news. We have opened 5 different chapters of the Single Mom Network in different locations around the country. So places where you can go to get resources and meet up with people who are, you know, maybe in your situation, in your circumstances, and really support each other. So we have chapters in San Antonio, in New York, in Peachtree Corners here in Georgia, in Montgomery, Alabama, Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can go to the website singlemomnetwork.info and you can actually register to start your own chapter wherever you are, which is super exciting. And then follow us at the Single Mom Life US, at the Single Mom Network. You can follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like us. We have a Spotify account now, so share us, watch us, and send us feedback. What do you want to hear about? We're here for you.
Drop it in the comments and replay and share. We absolutely appreciate you, single moms all around the world. And we here at the Single Mom Life, powered by the Single Mom Network, we thank you. This is the place where dreams meet opportunity. See you next week.